What is going down, everyone? It's time for the Hype episode number 215. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. We're going to bring back Guess That Price. These two are going to square off against each other to see who wins. And we're going to talk Lamelo Ball cards. He's been on fire. We're going to talk Justin Herbert cards, also on fire. And we're going to start off with some music cards, which is maybe becoming the new F1, as some people would say on Twitter. So we're going to dive into that. But we also have our Black Friday deals going on at mojobreakshop.com. We've got wax so cheap you might make you want to slap your mother. I don't know. It's just some great prices that you just would be like, oh my God, I can't believe how cheap some of this wax is. And we're adding more daily. I know today is Wednesday. It's not quite Black Friday yet, but we're like, why not let's just do Black Friday week? I mean, you can see here we've got this Series 1 Upper Deck. That's the Laffy year, $99. I mean, we were selling, when they came out, they're like $180. It's like half off. So get your Laffy Young Guns in that. But there's also all sports represented and Pokemon on mojobreakshop.com. It is we're just clearing the shelves. We're getting ready for the new year. We got stock. We want to get it in your guys' hands, so we're offering some tantalizing prices for you guys to jump in on that. So keep checking back at mojobreakshop.com for those wax deals. Guys, what is going on?
It's good, just chilling. Don't condone violence. You don't need to slap anybody. You can just go to mojobreakshop.com and get yourself some great deals.
That's why I set it up, because I know you'd come right back and talk about the deal.
Softball over here. I mean, softballs that's where I'm at. That's what I need now. I need you to lay it up for me so I can hit it out of the park.
Yep. C-Rad, your ball's soft.
Yeah. I don't know how to respond to that. I would just say that, slapping your mother reference, kind of, sort of. One of my favorite movies as a kid, it's a little obscure. I know we were talking about movies last week on the show, but kind of obscure. Point Blank Man. I don't know if you guys remember this.
Point Blank Man?
Or maybe just Blank Man.
Is that with
because Point Blank, I think, has Keanu Reeves and maybe Kiefer Sutherland in it. And is it about surfing or something about Point Blank?
Or that's Point Break.
Point Break?
Yeah.
There's Point Break,
and then
Point Blank, and then
you're
thinking Blank Man.
Is it Keenan or Ivory Williams? One of the Williams brothers was in
Damon
that movie.
Wayans?
Damon Williams?
Can you name all the Wayans right now? I'm just kidding.
There's a lot of them, but in that movie specifically, there's a part where or one of his catchphrases, because he's a superhero in that movie. If you haven't seen it, he wants to be a superhero.
Did it win an Oscar? Sounds like it might have won an Oscar.
He says he always says when he's trying to stop a crime, he says something like, I believe it's I'm probably saying it wrong, but it's like, slap me silly and call me Sally.
Yeah.
And then one of the bad guys in the movie actually slaps him, and then he slaps him, and then the Point Blank Man goes, ah, and then the guy's like, I thought I told you, Sally.
Classic. I thought you were going to reference the great How High.
Where
that's they had who was that? That was that comedian who was the pimp, and he would not a nutter, put the powder in his hand and just go around slapping people.
What's his God,
yeah, no, he's a famous comedian.
Mike Epps.
Williams.
No, it wasn't Cat. That would make sense. It was Mike Epps.
Yeah, Mike
Epps, the great Mike Epps.
But wasn't Cat Williams in that movie?
It could have been. It wasn't memorable to me, but there was a chance he could have been in that movie.
And then
he would have been a great.
And you had what? Was it Method Man?
Method Man and Redman, of course.
Redman.
Yeah.
You had some Wu-Tang.
One of the Wu-Tang members.
Well,
yes.
didn't.
I know you'd like to think that Redman was in Wu-Tang Clan.
I really feel like he was.
He's a close friend.
I really feel like he may have been on a track or two.
Definitely affiliated.
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. I mean, if they had to nominate an honorary member, he would be in the running.
Yeah, let's just say he's in the band. Say he's in the group.
But once again, mojobreakshop.com. You can see some of the deals here posted on the screen. So go ahead and jump on over there right now. We're selling out by the day. I mean, we had
by the hour, by the minute.
By the minute. We had a record amount of sales going through the site yesterday. It was incredible. So we're scrambling to get more deals up there for you guys. So act now for sure, because $70 off, $45 off. I don't know, maybe sometimes $100 off on certain stuff. So definitely check it out. But I wanted to jump into this because this just released. You guys all know about the Weeknd, very popular song, Blinding Lights, which is the #1 top 100 song of all time, Hot 100 song of all time on Billboard, which I remember going into Sam Goody and Music Land and actually going through in the section where they used to sell singles, and I would actually look at that list and be like, what maybe something I should pick up,
Yep,
So
absolutely.
Billboard, in collaboration here with The Weeknd and The Infinite, has a card coming out that you can get on shoptheweekend.com. I believe there's very limited quantities, and there is a chance at some autos and some numbered cards. It's $100 for one card, but this would be The Weeknd's rookie card. So I want to hear you guys' thoughts on this. Like, how well will this do? What's your opinion on this particular card? And I'll start with C-Rad. What do you think?
First of all, I'm a big fan of the design of it. So good job to the designer. And then secondly, I think there is, I know we're going to get into a little bit deeper into it, but I think there is definitely a market for musicians in the card market too. So, and I know a lot of things have been coming out recently. Well, we got I don't know if we're going to talk about, we had the Lil Wayne by Topps. Something that at the Nationals this past summer that I was just walking through and looking, and I never really looked at music. I'm big into music, but I never was into musician cards. But I was walking through the Nationals, and I remember seeing a Jay-Z, like a PSA 10 Jay-Z, and I was like, damn, that's so cool. I hella want that card. I didn't end up picking it up, but now I see that, since with the thing happening recently with Jay, and that, like, his card's kind of going up a little bit. It was like, damn, I should have picked it up. But I think definitely there's going to be a big market for musician cards. And
yeah, I mean, do you think The Weeknd is big enough?
Yeah, I mean,
in
terms of artists right now, he's got to be one of the biggest in the world. So he's actually a good subject to this whatever company that's starting these cards. Is this their first project? I'm assuming, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, so he's a good one to start with. Infinite, like that's a great musician to start with. It's hard for me to think of anybody better to start with currently in music. You know what I mean? If you're gonna start with somebody.
Yeah, because I mean he's kind of cross-generational, right? You got the kids listening to him, as made famous on TikTok, the TikTok dance to this song, and the song itself kind of has an '80s vibe to it.
Yeah.
So, it kind of ushers in some of the 40, 50, 60-year-old kind of crowd.
Yep.
And, it's kind of the videos about Vegas and about his a fun night he had and everything. And the song being on the chart for 90 weeks on the Hot 100 chart is incredible. So
I didn't know this. I didn't know this song was the #1 of all time.
Yep. It beat out Chubby Checker, which was
Twist.
The Twist.
That is insane to me.
Not Let's Do the Twist Again.
And for like
Twist 1.
Obviously, everybody's familiar with The Weeknd, with this song particularly, and all his latest releases the past 5-6 years. But if you know him from the beginning, his obviously he started. It had a very, very different sound coming out, and he has a lot of like hardcore fans that were built from that original fan base, and now he's just expanded. So it makes perfect sense that they went with this guy.
Yeah, and Shane here in the shop gets a shout out. Not very often we shout out Shane. He said he was a rapper, and I said no, it's not a rapper. I'd say he's more of a singer.
I don't think he's even from the beginning. He's never really been considered a rapper.
Well, would you consider Bruno Mars a rapper?
No.
But I would put The Weeknd in the same kind of genre as Bruno Mars,
which I guess is pop now. Maybe
Pop.
15, 20 years ago would have been R&B, but I think it's pop.
If you listen to Weeknd's original music, like when he first was coming out, it was mainly R&B.
Yeah. Well, I love the song The Hills.
But this music now that he's putting out is absolutely the level that he's on. Like he's a pop star now for sure.
Yeah.
Now these are $100 for one card. So you get one card. There's a chance at autographs, which I don't think he has any autographs when I searched on eBay. And then there will be, as shown here, there's going to be at least parallels number to 100. I think there might even be parallels number to 10 and number to 500. So taking from what is popular in the trading card market and adding it into the music. And this is going to be foil boards, and it's going to be a nice thick card from what I could tell from the photo here. Dan, do you think $100 is too cheap? Do you think this is a pretty strong buy?
I think $100 is a really good deal. I think it's, I mean, we bought a fair amount of them. I think
I bought into it.
I think it's a low risk. I think it can definitely take off. I don't know. I don't know what the secondary market once they come out, once they dry up, and the only way to get them is on the secondary market. I can't speculate how much they would go for, but I think if you got into it for $100, you're going to be safe.
Yeah.
You're definitely not going to lose any money. I was reminded this week that I apparently live under a rock. And this song being as big as it is, I had never heard it before. Doug played it for me, and I'm like,
it's unbelievable.
Never heard the song before. I know the artist, and I know a couple of his other songs, but I don't know this song. I like it. It's good. It's a good jam. The product looks amazing. I do think that this category can expand, and I think it does need to be focused to one individual artist at a time. We've sat here and talked about it, and we're like, hey, why don't you do like genres? Well, fans of artists are not necessarily fans of a full genre.
Yeah.
Right.
So you got to pick and choose like which fan base you think would really jump into the collectible market. The Weeknd's fan base I mean, I could think of other fan bases out there that would really, really jump onto it, that collect everything that the artist produces, it being like rare art, it being,
and what bands are those, for example?
I would say off the top of my head, Metallica fans buy everything. We've talked about this group before. Not a huge market, but ICP is another band that like their fans buy everything.
What about Kiss? Is that too old of a demographic?
Kiss already did. They did comic books back in the day.
They do everything. They made like lip gloss.
But they did comic books.
Shoes.
I think they've tried to jump into the collectible market. I think the Kiss market may be a little older, but the Metallica market, for example, I mean, there's teenagers who listen to Metallica. There's people in their 50s, 60s, and 70s that listen to Metallica. Another one, and there's actually a connection to collecting cards in the band, would be Slipknot.
Yeah.
And Slipknot, you can do a lot with all their different tours and their mask and a lot of their artwork. And one of the artists in Slipknot is a huge card collector.
Yeah.
So I think that would actually be a pretty good way into producing it. But yeah, I mean, and I think there's other stuff that you can really dive into with artists. I think you can do a little bit of NFTs. You can do some like very like exclusive MP3 downloads that are only attached to certain trading cards. It could really change the game and actually change the way music is distributed.
Yeah. Well, and we've had an issue with things being tangible in music since the kind of the death of CDs. I think was the last form of medium that people would go and buy from a record store. Like I mentioned Musicland before and Sam Goody. We had Tower Records out here. There's a few other establishments where you'd go in and Tuesday would be like release day, and you'd go in and you get that CD and you'd start, looking at the linear notes and looking at the artwork, and it was something tangible. But with the MP3 era, it's just available in your phone whenever they drop it, and there's nothing physical to handle. And I think that's what's moved some people into vinyl, like myself as a collector. I've collected vinyl, but I think this could be a big element if it's done the right way. And like I think Dan mentioned the focusing on one artist, but and I love this because the toes are kind of getting dipped into the modern era here. But I would like to see some kind of memorabilia cards, like guitar picks or cut autographs of some of the older musicians, maybe, if you're going to do a set like that, or like album artwork, proofs. I mean, there's a lot of different ways you could go with this. And it's actually going to tie into our giveaway for this week. I know we got to name the giveaway from last week, guys. But if you could collect any musician's rookie card, what musician would you collect? And put that in the comments below here on the Mojo Break Media YouTube. And we're going to give away another $150 in group break credit on mojobreak.com, where all your breaks happen.
You know what mine would be?
I was going to ask you. That was my next question.
Jay-Z.
Jay-Z, well, that's available already. You can get that. That's actually in our next slide. And I actually own a refractor Jay-Z, but a recent Jay-Z Topps Chrome from 2005, 2006, so 0506 Topps Chrome basketball, PSA 10 mint, sold for $600. Jigga. Yeah. Jay-Z. Ooh, believe it or not, I got on Jay-Z for the Unreasonable Doubt record, which was back in the early 90s, I think.
96.
96, Dead Presidents.
Jay-Z just got inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
He did.
Did you guys know that?
Yeah, that's why his cards, I bet you the bump in price on his cards definitely that came from that too.
Yep, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
But this was a one-off. There was one player. I think it was because of his. He kind of started jumping into basketball, being part owner of the Nets, and also I think he owns. He has his own agency now, Rock Nation, right? So I think that's why it made sense for Topps to do it. But you didn't really see any other musicians in the '90s or even now really in sets besides like one-offs. You had the early '90s, which we had the ProSat Music Stars, which was kind of didn't really work. You had the UMTV Raps. Yep, see, we got the Music Stars right on the shelf there because we love music. You've had the Rap Packs. You've had where they've made cards that were just a variety of a genre, and I like that this is one artist, so hopefully this takes off. Here's some other cards that have sold, and I remember and Tupac's one of my favorite rappers of all time, but I thought that these were kind of silly at the time. They were distributed in Black Friday packs, and it's a Tupac, and it's considered his rookie card. So a Raw from 2013 Black Friday Panini, $60 for a Raw Tupac.
It also seemed like that card, when you'd pull it in a pack, was like an advertisement card. Kind of like how the Kid Reporter cards are.
Exactly.
So it didn't really have the same card stock, I don't think.
And then there's a Biggie from that set as well. So they had Pac and Biggie. And then Topps did in 2013 archives, they had the heavy metal. And here's a Sebastian Bach auto from Skid Row that sold for $46. So
yeah,
there's always these people trying to do these one-offs in music, but never really utilizing memorabilia, never really utilizing it as one set. So it'd be interesting to see if this does well, what's next.
Yep.
And as far as I can tell, the reason why I'm saying it's a strong buy, unless they're going to put more in stock, I think there was only around about 5,000 made, and I think there's only about 2,500 available at that link on there. So I'll also link it up on the show notes, guys, but it's the shop.theweekend.com, and for $100, I honestly feel like you can't lose if you're looking at it from an investment standpoint. Obviously, if you're a fan of the song, it'd be cool just to have, and maybe it takes you back. You pull it out of your wherever you keep your cards 10, 20 years later, and it brings you back to some memories, maybe good or bad. And I think that's the beauty of music, is that you can listen to a song you haven't heard in a while, and it reminds you of a time when you first heard that song, and that's what's cool about it.
And what is there? Is there 11? There's 11 autographs in the print run?
I believe there's 10.
10 and then a 101,
and a 101,
right?
yeah.
Now, I would love to see some more autographs.
Yeah.
In a set like that. And I know it's difficult to obtain the autographs and stuff like that, but it's going to be, and I get it. Like, if you pull an autograph, it should get a substantial premium on the secondary market, but they are going to be really, really tough to pull.
Yeah, but you also have to keep the scarcity up, right? You have to. It's
a fine line. There's 11. I'd like to see 50, maybe.
Sure. Yeah, and maybe that's what they adjust. But maybe they see. I wouldn't think it'd be too crazy if one of the autos sell for like $20K. I wouldn't think
they
should.
No, based on how hard they are to pull, they should. I think $20K might be low.
Yeah.
So, and that one of one auto, who knows?
Yeah.
Could be 6-figure card.
It could be a lot. And I think another important thing about the weekend cards particularly too is if we do start to see more one-offs like this, it's important that the design is good. And so with this being produced by Infinite and who's behind Infinite, like it's a nice design. I know that you can't really see it too much in the mock-up, but it looks good compared to like some of the like the HRX of Tupac and Biggie, right? It's like night and day difference. Like which card would you prefer to collect?
As you can read on the Weekend website, it's made by Carvin Chung, who is the creator of Exquisite. So you can kind of see certain elements of the old Exquisite designs brought forth into these Weekend cards.
And Immaculate, 2012, 13 Immaculate.
Yep. So a lot of the iconic card designs are now being put into this with the Weekend, and can't wait to see what's next from this company and what artists might be on the docket next. Assuming that I think these are going to sell out right away. I think they're shipping in February, so people are going to start opening them up, and we're going to start seeing parallels.
I think once you see, and they actually maybe sold out before they even get released.
Yeah.
But I think you're going to see the secondary market really explode once you see these cards in hand.
Yes.
I think the pictures are great.
Do we know if what card stock it is?
It's
I
like
believe it's a 120 point.
It's like 120.
Okay.
So it's a little bit thicker,
okay.
a little bit thicker.
So it's a thicker cardstock too.
A lot of foil. It's going to be an amazing looking card, and I think that is what's really going to separate this from a lot of the other music cards that we've seen come out
Before.
in the past.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to really, really seem like a high end premium.
Yeah,
card.
and I think people, once they see it, they're going to understand the $100 price point.
Yeah.
Because the average consumer is going to be like, man, $100 for one card?
And
That's
if I'm
too
not
much.
mistaken, it's going to be coming in like a one touch.
I think so, from what I could read on the
Yeah.
ad itself. So, I mean, I'm anxious to see those. You know, maybe we'll put some up for personal boxes. We did buy some already, so put those up for personal boxes. But I honestly want to keep most of them, see, just to, just to have them.
And
the artwork looks great. So
one last thing before we move on to going off of what Dan was just saying before, in terms of like what they can do with the musician and collectibles in general for music. I'm excited to see where it goes because, we know the music industry is constantly evolving, and we went from vinyls to CDs to MP3s to streaming now. It's going to be exciting almost to see what happens with like how artists release music.
I think we're due for a change though.
Yeah.
Right. You look at the history of the way music is, digested, and every 10 years it seems like you have a pretty dramatic twist, right? And it switches up on us. And we've all been digesting with MP3s and streaming, and it's been kind of the digital era of music. I think that's going to change. I mean, granted, Doug was saying that, like, yeah, vinyl's making a comeback, and vinyl's actually outselling right now than what it was when vinyl in its heyday.
yeah,
Oh,
it's crazy.
vinyl's big
which is
right now,
crazy.
yeah.
And I think it really gets back to having that tangible item, right?
Yeah.
People and I'm the same way when I listen to vinyl. Like, you listen to a vinyl record and you listen to it all the way through because it's not real convenient to get up and change tracks.
Yep.
So you're kind of forced to listen to the whole album the way it was the way it was meant to be listened to. When an artist puts out an album, they basically put the different tracks in sequence because that's how themselves, management, record label think that the album should be digested.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
And they're always with these collectible cards too, like not only artists but the record labels and everybody. They're always trying to find ways to bring in more revenue, right? And the collectible market is super untapped.
Yeah, I mean, imagine being able to put an exclusive song on a 101 that you could only get through that 101 card.
Something
through
like
a
that,
QR
yeah.
code or something.
Yeah.
Or an experience that you could attach to the item too, where maybe it's like a backstage experience at a concert of your choosing, or even turning it into an NFT, maybe a lifetime. You get an NFT out of a pack along with a physical card, and then the NFT, you can go to any concert forever.
Yeah.
You can go to every there's a lot of different ways they could spin it. Before we leave this topic, C-Rad, if you were given the opportunity to choose one artist to make cards with right now, who would it be?
One artist to make cards with right now?
A group, one artist, one group, just one subject.
To make cards with.
Yep.
Like for something like this, like the Weeknd project? Do I go with one of my new favorite artists? I'll say Mozzie out of Sacramento.
But you think that would be enough? I mean, well, you also
No. No, it wouldn't. It wouldn't. It wouldn't make money.
You're gonna have to figure out. Yeah,
but in terms of like,
you would like that, yeah.
in terms of me liking that, and I do think he's an artist that's on the verge. So don't get me wrong. Like, he is gonna blow up to, like, I don't know about a Weeknd type level, but he is gonna be one of the biggest rappers out here eventually. But right now, I would love to, maybe do a project with him and kind of, and I think it's important too for maybe like not necessarily new artists, but like artists that are on the verge like that to kind of tap into a certain market they may not be aware of. You know what I mean? Like, this could introduce them and get them thinking about other ways to put out their music too.
Or just even add stuff to their. I mean, we don't want to dilute it, but like add stuff into their merch store.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
for
so
their
that would
fans.
excite me because he's kind of a new artist within the last decade, and I love his music. So working with him and to do something like that would be pretty sick.
I mean, if I had to pick one, I mean, we already mentioned Metallica. I think you could do like a a set of each one of their albums. Like you could start with their first album and then just do a set and then do the set. So you'd have at least a built-in 10 or 11 releases, and then maybe have a card for each song on the album. So then that would make the collectibility of each card. You'd want to buy every single card to have every track on the album. I think you could do the same with Wu-Tang.
Oh yeah, Wu-Tang would be huge, dude.
Or maybe even Snoop Dogg, right? I mean, he has that category of, his whole catalog, starting with Doggy Style all the way up to what he's done now, and he's had so many different appearances and things like that. But then I could see where the Weeknd is it's kind of like the right pick because it's got. Like I said
First
before,
of all, the number
got
one,
so many more people,
He reaches a wide audience,
Yeah.
If we're talking about established artists, I would have said something like the Backstreet Boys. You know what I'm saying? Like give each one of them boys their own card. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you can. I think from a marketing
Backstreet's
aspect, Justin Timberlake would be one that you would probably be able to do.
Probably,
well
I
on.
would pick the other Justin over him.
And
Timberlake or Bieber, I think would work.
I think Justin Timberlake would be one that wouldn't be difficult to succeed with. But I'm going to stick with what I was talking about before because I think what you can do with this group is unlimited potential would be Slipknot. And again, I'm not.
Yeah, I like the way you described everything about them.
I'm not and I know the genre, and I'm a huge fan of the genre. I'm not a huge fan of that band. But I understand their fan base and what they're about, and I think it would translate really well from a marketing aspect and what you can do with every tour that they had different masks and stuff like that, and it's just unlimited.
Manufactured
Think about how
mask
sought after
relics.
those masks are by their fans.
Yeah, I mean they're huge. I mean, and so I mean people make replicas of those.
Yeah. And people would pay thousands
and they collect
of dollars.
replicas of those masks from different tours.
Yeah,
So,
and I think the thing that would a single artist compared to a band too is that you have set list, drumsticks,
wardrobe.
guitar
I mean,
picks.
you can cut up a backstage pass. You can I mean, it's with live musicians. It's almost unlimited amount of different stuff that you can obtain,
right,
and relics that you can obtain, to put into the products.
Yeah, dude. The way you were talking about the Slipknot earlier, all the things they could do, and they already have a card collector on their group. I'm it makes perfect sense for them to do collectibles.
Yeah, and I mean they have definitely dove into other aspects that is not music. They have their own whiskey.
Yeah.
They definitely are open to branching out and trying different things that's not specifically, writing new tunes and going on tour.
I think obviously the big names you'd want to try to make is a Drake, maybe a Kanye.
They're about to go on tour together.
Yeah, maybe Ariana Grande. I mean, I think some of these singers that are tearing up the chart every year. I mean, I know I don't care for music like Billie Eilish won all those awards, right? So those are the big names right out of the gate. But I think with bands you get more of a cult following, like Dan said. They're not just here today, gone tomorrow. Some of these bands have stuck around for so many years. But let's get into the sports card talk. I know you guys are like, why are you guys still talking about music? Well, we all love music, so
we're talking about cards, collectibles.
Wrap
It has to do with our hobby. It does.
So I wanted to talk about LaMelo, and this article came out. 3 reasons LaMelo Ball Hornets are true dark horses to win the East. And LaMelo's just been playing phenomenally. His cards are going crazy. A recent 1 of 5 LaMelo RPA at a first off the line, or no, not even off the first off the line. I think it was just the 1 of 5, $150,000 on eBay. A 3 of 8. Pop 1, first off the line edition sold for $140,000, and these are not even recent. So this is actually one's before the season, and one was right at the beginning of the season. And the boys playing well. I mean, you see right there, they're 11-8. You got the Nets at 13-5, so they're right in striking distance. He's averaging 19 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists, and what you don't see here is he's getting about 2 steals a game. So this guy's doing it all in his second season. Do you think LaMelo right now is a buy? Is this the number 1 buy in basketball right now? Let's start with C-Rad.
Yes.
Elaborate why. Do you think they can win the East?
I don't think they're going to win the East, but I think they can be very competitive in the East. top seed in the East is going to be tough. There's so many good top teams in the East this year. Actually, there's better teams overall in the East than there are in the West currently, which is funny, right? But yeah, he's looking pretty special off of his freshman year. So I think it's still time to get in on him.
And we're only halfway through.
And we still got so many more products coming out with him in, right? Like I don't know if
we're only halfway through. I know this for you new collectors. You're like, where's my Cade Cunningham cards? Those are coming, but we're still, with the pandy and the delay and all this other stuff, we're still barely halfway through the rookie year of 2021, which includes Lamelo and Edwards and Wiseman, all those guys. So we're barely halfway through. So we just had Chronicles that dropped today. Get your break spots at mojobreak.com. We've got Contenders Optic coming out soon, where you can chase Lamelo as well. Those are going to be posted pretty soon on mojobreak.com. But Dan, I mean, what do you think, Lamelo? Do you think he's going to overtake John Morant's popularity? Is he going to overtake Zion's popularity? Can he overtake Luka's popularity in the hobby?
I mean, he's playing out of his mind. I always steer away from, as far as a hobby aspect, right? Don't buy at the peak, right? Don't buy at the hype. I think buying LaMelo right now is probably not the greatest idea. Look for other rookies. Look, Anthony Edwards also playing out of his mind, but team isn't doing as well.
Right.
But so you may want to look at Anthony Edwards on a bad team, may be able to get a better deal on Anthony Edwards, because you look at his stats, they're just as good, if not better, than LaMelo. But LaMelo's team's winning.
Yeah.
So I think people are more focused on his cards.
Well, and also there's also a weird factor that's in my head. When you think of the Hornets, who is the all-time Hornet? Who is the face of the Hornets?
Michael Jordan.
I know, right?
No, Larry Johnson.
Alonzo Mourning.
Larry Johnson, Alonzo Mourning, Muggsy Bogues.
So it'll just take a couple years of LaMelo to be the face of the Hornets forever.
Glenn Rice.
Yeah, easily. If
You know what I mean?
if he decides he wants to stay there, you know what I mean. You don't know what these.
It's not like you're Zach LaVine.
Papa Curry.
You're Zach LaVine on the Bulls. I mean, you're going to have to play for 20 years of MVP ball to be the face of the Bulls, right?
Yeah,
so
that's true.
the Hornets
That's
franchise, I mean, you got LaMelo now, and that's your guy, and I think his popularity now, can he be like a polarizing figure in the NBA? Because I've heard a couple of his interviews. I watched him on Ball of the Family. He seems a little bit different now than he was on Ball of the Family as far as his presence. But can he be the guy that, carries a room like Kevin Durant or carries a room like Curry? Do we think he can get there?
I'll tell you what he is. He's definitely the best ball brother.
I mean, does Katie really carry a room though? Like, it seems like he just gets in every media.
That's true.
Scrum.
He
he's
just
like
has a persona.
he's like,
though.
I just, can you guys get out my face, bro?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
True.
I feel like LaMelo definitely. Not only is he one of the better ball brothers, basketball wise.
Not one of the better. He's the best.
It's
not even close.
Zo's pretty good. He's pretty good.
He's pretty good.
No,
But
he's
personality
third
wise,
best.
he
Third
is
best.
the most
Behind LeVar?
personality behind LeVar. Personality wise, he has the most outgoing personality. So Zo's super laid back, bro. Like from his rookie year, remember, like he's not out there at all. But LaMelo, he's a little bit more flashy. You know what I mean? He's a little bit more loud. So he can. I think he can definitely.
And he's got the height. He's like 6'7".
Yeah.
So
so I think he can definitely
be
a superstar type level personality in the NBA in the future.
Can we talk about whatever sweatshirt or sweater Kyle Kuzma was wearing a couple days ago?
Did you see that, C-Rad?
No, I did not
Oh
see
my
it.
God.
I don't really follow Kylie Kuzma, but
Man,
Google it right now. Just Google Kyle Kuzma sweater.
I can't.
If that's the way fashion's going, I'm an old man.
I know we talked about shorts last week, but I think it's a consensus that none of us would wear that, right?
No,
I mean,
I don't
that
think
is
so.
not okay.
Well, let's see what C-Rad says. He
you
is
mean
a little-
the pink oversized sweater?
Yeah. No, look at the like. Could you click on it? Could you look at the hands? You
Let's-
can't. You got to go to another.
He just looks like a giant.
No, man.
He's just seeing it.
Oh, what is going on here?
I guess in the
going on
fashion
here?
world, you just got to throw things against the wall, see if they stick.
It didn't
They didn't
stick.
stick.
Didn't win.
Is
Fell
this
right off
the
the wall.
runway?
It's like him getting ready for a game.
So I mean, he drove, right?
looks comfortable.
How do you drive in that?
Looks warm.
How do you drive in that?
It looks comfortable.
How do you eat food in that?
How do you do anything in that?
you
I
don't
mean,
do anything.
apparently you could just walk to the locker room.
Well,
It's
you know,
like-
as I said earlier in the show, you could probably slap your mom safely with that because you would just be hitting with the fabric there.
Oh man.
You could have a slap fight. Maybe that's the new thing. Maybe slap fight. You know, you're just slapping each other with the.
You know what?
The wings there.
Real quick too, going back to the buy Lamelo thing. You know, I should always put an asterisk on that because it's like I think you should buy the Lamelo balls that are not mass produced. Like so, I'm not talking about the regular prisms and.
So you're talking about like
silver.
numbered prisms?
No, I'm talking about numbered cards of Lamelo, maybe like on card autos of his that are not, don't have a high pop count. But
I a part of me almost wants to thank God that we're like still in this season because I think the 21-22 is just like, what are you doing? Like if we were like done with the 2021 NBA hobby cards for this year, like we had like just finished doing flawless. And then we're like, let's usher in the new dudes.
Are you saying that like there hasn't been anybody to really pop,
Not
right?
really. I mean,
you know what?
I think it would be very underwhelming.
Honestly, I think we kind of needed this though, right? Like you just had every year in basketball is just like every year, big rookie, and we were due for a rookie class to be just
it might
okay.
be this. It might be
16,
this one.
17 was the last one where it was like, oh my god,
and that was Benjamin.
this
Simmons.
draft is terrible. And
it's
that draft class ended up being really good.
Later, yeah.
For the record,
Devin Booker.
no,
No,
16, 17 was
Jalen Brown.
Brandon Ingram, Ben Simmons was the number one
Benjamin.
pick that year.
Jamal Murray.
Malcolm Brogdon won the
Jamal
Rookie of the
Murray,
Year.
yeah.
Jamal Murray. So that draft class ended up being really good. But back
Did
in
we
20
say CJ McCollum already?
CJ McCollum was 13, 14.
No.
Oh, that's 13. I'm thinking of Giannis here. I get him confused.
CJ
'cause it was 2 bad
McCollum.
years.
Yeah, he was.
He was
But-
13, 14. Yeah.
14.
Back in 2016, I used to like every time a new product would come on, but like, well, there's a new 16, 17 product.
But that was the first year in basketball that you can get a base rookie card, and it would be worth over $100.
For
yeah,
which year?
but everybody,
16, 17.
but
Yeah.
everybody
That
else
was
is
that
pretty.
was the
Simmons,
first. That was
yeah.
the first prism where you can get a Ben Simmons rookie card, and because he didn't have autographs, because he was Upper Deck exclusive or is Upper Deck exclusive, those cards were selling
Hey,
for
that-
$100
yeah.
raw.
That helped that helped the whole thing.
That
I
may
think.
have actually that changed the narrative of only collecting autos to putting value on base cards
Yeah.
and parallels.
100%.
Yeah, that helped in that way.
So
But
thank you, Benjamin.
but in
Yeah.
turn,
Has he even played a game yet?
no.
Oh,
But in terms of
Kyrie.
like hype and being excited for products and the rookie class, there was none of that in 16,
No.
17 at all.
And I feel like who do we got? We got the guy from the Magic. I think is
well,
the best right now.
the Cavaliers rookie is getting a lot of hype because the Cavaliers are playing really well
Yeah.
out the gate. Evan Mobley.
That's what I'm thinking of.
He's
Yeah,
been
Mobley.
he's been a walking double as a rookie. The other rookie that's been getting hype is the Pacers rookie, Chris Duarte. He's been playing really well
Say
for
it- say it
Indiana. Chris Duarte.
Coors,
Duarte.
Coors.
Chris Duarte.
Yeah.
Duarte. Oh, Duarte.
Yeah, Duarte.
Duarte.
So he's been doing good in Indiana.
Indiana.
Indiana Pacers.
Ooh, best pacer ever to do it.
Yep.
Could
of
be.
all times, easily. Chris
Definitely.
Duarte.
Move over, Reggie Miller.
And then like it's interesting because I got a comment in the chat room while doing a break. Like somebody was asking me because we're so deep into the year now. We're into the next season. We're still doing 2021 products, and he's like, how come like Chris Duarte's not in any of the products? Is it because then? Oh no, not Chris Duarte. The Thunder rookie Josh Giddey. They were like, how come he's not in any product? Like, dude, does Panini not like him? Or, like, is it because he's not playing well? I'm like, well, it's because we've actually only had one 21-22 product, Chronicles draft, and they didn't really put a lot of base cards of anybody in that product. It's like the same
5
7
or
or
6
8 guys.
Yep.
So I was trying to explain to him, and it's hard because we are in the next season already, and we're like halfway through the 2021 releases because we still got at least 6 or 7 more 2021 releases. And it's hard to explain to somebody who's maybe new coming in.
Yeah, it's like we're still in last year, by the way.
Well,
Yeah.
we just had 2021 Illusions basketball just come out?
Yes.
Hobby Direct
Yep. And Chronicles today.
and Chronicles today.
Did you get some illusions?
We got some.
Sweet.
As far as the new crop of rookies, we've had
One release.
We've had
Chronicles
Chronicles Draft.
Yeah, and I think they're
And that's it.
releasing. I want to say they're releasing National Treasures.
Unless you bought some of the flawless from last week, was it or immaculate Collegiate from Direct?
I don't
think that's posted yet. I think they just.
Yeah, they
Pushed it
they
back.
announced
previewed it. They announced it, but it hasn't been released yet.
Oh,
Hasn't
I swear there was a Direct reverse auction last week for a 2021 or 21-22 product.
Well, we're getting close on time, so I wanted to move on to Mr. Herbert. Is he has he passed?
Sheesh.
Has he passed Joe Burrow now as far as collectability?
I think he's been above.
I think he's
Burrow.
always been above Joe
But
Burrow.
now, I mean, this year, okay. Let's just say, is he firmly above him now? It's not even a question. Okay.
But it's
the
strange
Bengals aren't
because
doing bad.
Yeah, it's
he's
strange
about
because-
ready. He's about ready to knock over Patrick Mahomes.
I can argue that Burrow's had a better second season than Herbert, but Herbert's been the guy that people have been paying more attention to.
They're probably going to win that division. I'm sorry, C-Rad.
Well, I don't think they're going to talk. I don't think they're knocking off.
They won
Mahomes.
the last one, but they lost 3 in a row before that.
Dude, I don't. I mean,
Yeah, they're definitely inconsistent, and beating the Steelers.
9-8 might win that division.
Beating the Steelers.
Everybody might be 9-8.
Yeah,
all
that's true.
time.
The Chiefs are looking like normal now
Yeah.
because they've won 3 in a row now. If they just keep doing what they're doing, Chiefs should easily win the
Well,
division.
Chargers beat Pittsburgh.
Which is nothing to really.
But came
say.
back. I mean, Pittsburgh's still Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Mike Tomlin's still coaching the team.
Yeah.
And they were down. He came back. He won the game in the last 2 minutes.
He did,
I mean,
he did lead a comeback.
I'm just saying, like, I can argue that Burrow's had a better second season. Technically, his team has been performing a little bit better overall. But the hype has always been on Herbert. Like, even all the analysts on ESPN and stuff, they always tend to want to talk about Herbert more than Burrow. Even if Burrow had a good week and Herbert didn't.
I think the
I
Chargers.
think that has something to do with L.A.
Maybe
L.A.
Probably.
market, Cincinnati market.
Probably. That's why they were willing to rent a space out to play rather than have their own stadium in San Diego. But some recent sales of Contenders Cracked Ices November 1st, $75,000 for a Cracked Ice Contenders Gem 10. A 2020 National Treasures RPA, $77.99.
That blows my mind.
So no number significance, $66,000. And a 2020 NT Midnight RPA, number to 20, $45,000. So some big numbers from Herbert, but not as big as Lamelo. So you could technically get 2 Herberts for the price of 1 Lamelo. Would you rather have 2 Herberts to 1 Lamelo, or would you rather just say, "Hey, I'm buying in on Lamelo"?
Well, granted, you showed Lamelos that were a lot lower numbered, right? I think one was 5 and
True.
one was 8.
Yeah, and this is a little.
Oh yeah, you know what? That's a good point. I think the 99 Lamelos are around the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oof.
So who would you rather have? I know we're crossing sports and it's 2 different markets, but
I think. Oh man,
I'm Melo.
I don't know.
I'm taking Melo.
I have no answer. I don't know.
it's a
Both.
tough one. I know it's a really hard to pick.
I would. My first reaction is go LaMelo because of the category in the sport.
Yeah.
I feel like there might be a chance for larger growth in the basketball category as opposed to the football category.
Sure.
But I look at Herbert. They make a playoff run. They somehow get, who knows, into the Super Bowl. Then the sky's the limit on what he can be worth. I don't. That's hard to say. I think I would go LaMelo, but slightly.
Yeah, I mean, I get why it's a hard decision because you watch Herbert and he does remind you sometimes of like a Patty Mahomes, the way he runs around and throws the ball. He does he gives you a little bit of them Patty vibes, and if he can reach Patty levels, you know what I'm saying, then that's a whole different price category, right? But LaMelo is the safer choice in my opinion in terms of who I would invest money in.
I feel Herbert. The Chargers have done a really good job of getting weapons around him. Keenan Allen, I mean, he's tried and true every year. Mike Williams. So you got a true legit 1, legit 2 receiver. You have Austin Eckler, so you got you're balanced. You got a running attack.
Is their defense that's trash?
Eckler can catch the ball out of the backfield. You got Jared Cook, the ageless wonder, who just keeps on doing what he does. Man, I think, and Burrow has good weapons around him as well, but he doesn't have it's not He just
The Chargers are more ready.
The Chargers seem like they're more ready. I mean, but you look at Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase is close to be considered a number one receiver in the league as a rookie. Really hard to do.
That's crazy.
They have Tyler Boyd, so they do have a true number two. Their running back Mixon, I mean, he's a legit number one. So they are definitely, the two teams are comparable. I think the Chargers are just slightly above them, a little bit more ready for like a playoff.
And before we get into Guess That Price, I wanted to get your guys' take on, should we be buying Mac Jones over Trevor Lawrence at this point? Granted, Mac Jones cards are higher right now.
Well, I told you early in the season where I stand. Mac Jones is my number one guy to collect. I'm not wavering. How do I do it?
I'm still on the Trevor train myself.
Yeah. I think I'm still partial to Trevor, too. I mean, did not look great against my Niners, but they keep going. You know, it's funny. He keeps getting compared. Well, Peyton Manning only won 2 games in his first year. You know, it's.
I think there's a lot of moments that I've watched Jaguar games. Obviously, they're really bad. But there's moments that I watch him, and I can see glimpses of greatness in there. So it's enough for me to still be on his train. And the more he drops in price, the better I feel about recommending him to people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, the two titles in Clemson. I mean, he's got the hardware ready in a sense. So we'll see. But let's get right into Guess That Price, guys. Who won last time? Dan did?
Dan wins every single time. I don't know how we talk about it.
All right, we'll see, Red. You gotta put your big boy pants on.
I was close though. I was one guess off, man.
Take home that victory. Well, the first card we're gonna go to kind of lean towards Dan. We'll see how it tests his knowledge of his quarterback. We've got a 2009 finest rookie Matt Stafford patch auto, and it's numbered to 15. So there's only 15 of them made. Probably a pop one at the Gem 10, I would assume, or pretty close to it. Matthew Stafford as a Lion, red refractor, Topps finest.
Is it a red refractor?
Dan's gonna win this one, dude. Like
man, that does not look like a red refractor.
Not a great design that year, but hey, you know.
I don't see red at all.
Only the red on the borders.
Oh, dude, really?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, red refractor. So
you have to be way more familiar with his prices.
I guess since it's
it's
Dan's quarterback, he should go with his guess first.
Okay. Let me write mine down real quick. Shit.
To be honest, it's not like I go home and I just look at completed listings.
You should know some of Stafford prices.
Not really. I'm going 5,800.
I'm going 10K.
Wow. I actually thought you guys, when I put this together, I thought you guys would be way lower than this. It actually ended at $4,087. So that goes to Dan.
Dang, no faith. This guy might win a Super Bowl this year, man.
There's a lot going on with that card, though. One, it's finest. Finest is not like the card to get that you want to collect.
And the design's terrible.
The design's terrible. It's a sticker auto.
Honestly, if I was in your guys' position and you threw that card up there, I'd say $1,500. $4,000 seems like a lot.
So my first go, I was like, oh, that's probably like $1,800. Then I'm like, football season's going on. People are speculating that they're gonna win. Like, I'm all whatever I'm thinking initially, just multiply it by 2.
Dude, Gem Mint 10.
I know. All right. So we're gonna flip back to C-Rad here because we got one for you. 2014 Panini National Treasures.
When was this sold?
National Treasures. Derek Carr.
That's sick.
Rookie hats off signatures. And for those listening to the audio version of this podcast, it is the full Raider logo from the hat. It's numbered 1 out of 4.
That's
National Treasures hats off rookie 1 out of 4.
That's
Don't
so
stare
sick.
in his eyes.
When was this sold? When was this sold?
This one sold in. Let me see. I'm glad that is prevalent information.
He hasn't looked very good recently.
That is good information. National Treasures, Derek Carr. Let me get the date for you as I'm still talking. I know, same record as the Niners now. Who would have thought? Who would have thought that? 5-2 to 5-5.
From a dream season to the worst nightmare of my life.
Well, at least you got to relish in that victory. October 12th.
Oh,
sold
so
October 12th.
Okay, this is about nearly a month ago. All right, I'm confident with my choice.
Okay.
Ready?
Well, I think Dan's first because he's got the 1
Dan's
point.
first. He won.
All right, Dan.
Wouldn't be the RPA that you would want. So,
no, not the true.
$3,300.
10K.
3,300.
10K.
10K. Well, you get ready to fall out your seat because this sold for $48,600.
I won by default. Let's go.
You guys should both lose on that
I knew
one.
that 10K was low though.
Dude,
But I knew that
$48,000.
But I knew that Dan was gonna go super low.
yeah, I went the real price. I went the actual retail price.
This is Gem Mint 10
I went-
NTRPA.
I went the actual retail price, $3,300. I can't control that it sold for 40 grand.
Gem Mint 10 NTRPA
Yeah, but
with the
no,
Raiders
that is,
logo.
That is,
Raiders
not,
logo,
that is
bro.
not the NTRPA.
It actually says Raiders on the patch, bro. That's
No,
what it is.
I mean, so you're reminded what team it goes to.
well,
No,
it is the NTRPA technically. It's the same design.
but it's the hats off.
it is.
It's hats off. It's not what you.
I'm very happy with knowing that it sold for 40K.
Vegas Dave also popped a bottle for that one too, probably a $40,000 bottle. All right, we're gonna go with the guy that's got a little bit of controversy surrounding him.
Oh, wow.
Mr. Isaiah Stewart, a 2020
Was it sold
National
yesterday?
Treasures. First off the line, this sold before the fight.
Oh.
Patch auto, gold first off the line, number 21 out of 24. The Bloody Eye Gate, Isaiah Stewart. And we're all tied up. So it's on CRAD to get this one, to write this one down. But gold first off the line, parallel.
All right, you ready?
Yep.
Wait, I'm changing mine. Hold up.
All right.
All right. You ready?
Yep.
Yeah.
$1,877.
Okay. That was closer to my first guess, and then I did my whole multiply it by 2.
Oh, God.
So 4,100.
Card actually sold for $810. So another one for CRAD. 2-1.
Yes, let's go.
2-1.
I was 2,600, and I'm all
So-
had to go for more than that.
So if anybody has an Isaiah Stewart, hit up Dan and CRAD. They'll pay well over market on it.
Is the market changing? Is it tanking over here? What's going on?
Well, I mean, this guy probably was.
Are we talking about the D?
He was the 4th rookie on the Pistons.
Is it the dip
Yeah.
time? Is it dip? But he's out there playing. He could be in the G League.
Not really, but yeah, he's playing.
He's out there getting elbowed.
I don't know if you've seen the Pistons record lately.
right,
all I know is that Cade Cunningham was trying to prevent him from really getting beat up.
And Cade Cunningham is the future.
He's
so.
the future.
All right, we got the next one is Big Boy, another Big Boy. 2019-20
Wow.
Panini Prism White Sparkle.
White Sparkle.
So we know that there's less than 20 or around 20 made. BGS 85, which probably doesn't even mean anything here. Zion Williamson sold about a month ago. So he hasn't played since anyway.
Oh, yeah. Okay. We going up for this one.
So it's definitely on CRAD for this one to start it off with the 2-1 lead.
$34,000. $34,000.
Just YOLO, dude. $72,000.
You put $72,000.
$72,000. What I think about what the price is, multiply it by 2.
Well, you
That-
might want
that
to
is
change your
double
strategy because that sold for $21,100.
Your strategy's not. Why don't you change
Nah.
your strategy?
This
is
is
not how you want.
I need
every
to
single
I need to
guess
multiply it
price.
by 2 and then divide it by 2. And then
You got to change the strategy.
I'm pretty sure this is not how you want all the other guess the price by doubling what you're.
Well,
your-
it's you got a firm lead. It's kind of like the Niner Jag game this weekend. We got a 3-1 C-Rad over Dan.
All right.
All right, so now we're moving into baseball. Maybe more of your specialty, Dan. Let's see if you can get some points on the board. We got a 2020 Topps Chrome Randy Arozarena. This was sold slightly before the Rookie of the Year nod, but is a Gold Wave Rookie on-card refractor number to 50. Obviously, him in a Cardinal uni. That's how all of his Chrome cards came. Gem Mint 10, number to 50.
That's a nice
Randy
card.
Arozarena.
That's a nice card. All right, I'll go again. Ready?
You do.
8K.
8K for Arozarena. Dan.
$1,875.
Card actually sold for $951.
Okay.
C-Rad is a little off.
Okay,
there.
I'm way off on that
A
one.
little bit off there, so we can see where your strengths are. Basketball. Dan with 2, creeping up. All right, so we got one more baseball here, and I know this is going to probably bring up the conversation.
You
I
gotta
used
be.
to have an orange Bryce Harper.
You got to
but
be kidding me.
we got a 2011 Bowman Chrome prospect autograph gold refractor of the recently announced MVP. Did sell before the MVP nod of Bryce Harper, 9.510 BGS. Sold about a month ago. And widely known as his first Bowman auto, even though it technically does not have the first Bowman auto on it. It is his first Chrome auto, numbered 250. And we're going to start off with Dan.
Is this the last one?
There's one more.
Okay. So Dan can tie it up right here?
Dan can tie it up, and we go into extras.
Okay. I got a
Okay.
good price. Hold on.
I crossed mine out again. I'm second guessing myself. This is BS.
He's feeling the pressure. Putting the pressure on him, C-Rad. C-Rad gets this one. He wins it.
All right.
All right.
All right,
go
Dan.
ahead.
12,500.
17,777.
17,777.
Yes.
Card sold for $9,251.
Damn it.
Man, what a comeback
All right.
here.
So my first guess on that was 8,700.
Oh, that was even
So
closer.
I would have been even closer. But I
God,
second-guessed
dude,
it.
baseball screwing me.
In which, just to kind of, I think that's kind of undervalued.
It's undervalued, and
100%.
I remember there was a product that we did a buyback product. I flew out to Vegas. I mean, the main reason why I was out there was to buy a Bryce Harper orange refractor, to hold on to it forever. It was going to be basically Doug and I were
And I
going
think that one had a first Bowman on it.
yeah, at first we were going to retire. That was going to be it, and then it got put into a buyback product, and now somebody owns it. I hope they're happy with it. I hope they didn't sell it. But that was that's my boy right there.
I might remember hitting that card. And
Yeah.
All right, well, we're all
No,
knotted up.
Doug hit it.
We're all knotted up.
Doug hit it, and I ran in there, and I'm like, that was supposed to be in there. That was a.
Or
forever.
no, Greg hit it.
Yeah, that was
Greg
like
hit
that was a forever hold. I'm like that mistake.
take back. No take backs.
Never let it go. All right, so this is kind of a coin flip at this point because we're going to do some, what do you guys know about MetaZoo?
Not much. My friend talks to me about it though because he loves it.
I don't even know.
He doesn't know what he's looking at.
I don't even know what it is. What is it?
It's
Is
similar.
it Magic the Gathering?
I think it's if you mix the best of Pokemon and Magic the Gathering together. That would be my opinion. Maybe somebody can, for extra points, can comment below, and I am going to name the winner for next week after this. But so it's the and this is a card that was produced in 2020, by the way. Okay, Mothman MetaZoo Black Border. So hey, we get a little wacky, and you should have had the victory in this before the seventh one. So now it's a coin flip.
We're gonna have to give me like 30 seconds to like digest what I'm looking at.
It is the equivalent of the.
Wait, is this the first Bowman, right? This is the first produced one.
It's the first issue of MetaZoo, and I believe this. Just to give you guys kind of a hint, I think
It's like the Black Lotus.
Yes, it's the best card you can get. It's the Charizard of said set. So, for you guys at home, think about what this might sell for. And this guy just has this one. He's got it on a binder paper. You know, he's ready to play. So, all right, and I think Dan goes first.
I mean, I threw a number on a
Of
card.
course, that's what the best part of question 7 is. Just it's a coin flip.
$15,000.
I put $2,200. It's not $15,000 for sure.
Oh yeah, it
Card
could.
sold for $38,000.
No way! No way!
What a comeback.
I just got reverse OCV, dude.
What?
I'm the Warriors in the finals against the Cavaliers.
totally are.
So C-Rad was up 3-1.
Yeah.
3-run go, and I had to wipe it out. I had to basically go 3-0 at the end. The Mothman MetaZoo. There's very few things I know more than the Mothman.
Dude, that's fake, dude.
The
No way
Mothman.
that's sold.
I bought it. I should know. I bought that card. I'm a proud owner. He shipped it in the PWE.
Hold on, bro.
Apparently, he doesn't even have a top loader for how much? How much? $32,000.
$38,000.
$38,000. Not even a sleeve. Couldn't even sleeve it up.
There was other ones that sold for like $20,000 too. So I could not.
Wait,
believe
there's
it.
more than one?
Yeah.
Oh,
apparently.
but that's what we should be ripping. Should be ripping the MetaZoo.
And I believe Topps makes it. It's made by Topps.
Where's our allocation?
I know.
Actually, you know what? So I think I've actually talked about this. So in order to get the first issue. You need to be a gaming store that has tournaments. Now, if you want to just sell it in your store and not do tournaments, you can get it, but it's not the first edition. They have basically tournament edition, that's going to be first edition, and then the regular release. So.
All right, and so we got a winner from last week's show. It's James Hummel. Congrats, you get $150 in group break credit. Once again, reminder that we are doing another $150 in group break credit this week. You got to name what artist you would want, or group, music group. What would you like to have a rookie card of? Because it's a fascinating subject for me. I want to see the comments in the chat below. Make sure you guys hit subscribe. Make sure you guys jump on those Black Friday deals that we have on MojoBreakShop.com. And we're going to be ripping all the newest releases on MojoBreak.com as well, so make sure you jump in there. And happy Thanksgiving, everybody. It's Thanksgiving week. We didn't even mention it. I'm going to gain 5 more pounds tomorrow, eating some turkey and some, I don't know, green bean casserole, maybe some stuffing, maybe some cheesecake, maybe some pumpkin pie. I'm going to just shove it all in my face. So we'll see you. I'll see you guys a little heavier next week, and you guys have a good one. Peace out.